Pesachim Daf Kuvav. Today's email comes from Meir Rezing from Cedars. He says, I did the daf for 2 cycles before and missed many blad for numerous reasons, never made them up. When I decided to give it another shot, I came across your 8-minute daf beginning with brachas, and then about 10 daf in, I joined your full daf, usually via YouTube, never live. It goes on. It goes, one story. I was driving my son's yeshiva the other day wearing my 8-minute daf hat, and the car in front of us had an 8-minute daf magnet. I started honking wildly at him and waving my hand in the air. He had no idea what I was doing and seemed to get pretty angry at me. He lifted his hands in the air. I'm not really sure if he had a weapon on or making certain gestures at me. He never saw the hat. I apologized to him, whomever he was. Oh well. Good to see it on fix. We worked as co-counselors in Camp Has in the 90s. Tiskal Mitzvahs, Meir Resnick, Cedarhurst. Thank you, Meir. So we had yesterday a brisa. A person comes home from shul and he realizes he only has 1 cup of wine, enough for either Havdalah, because a Muslim, he should do it on both. He should have his Malav Malka. The Gemara learned 8 halachas from it. So Rav Ashi says you can't force one of the halachas from that brisa. You can't prove that if you drink from the wine, it becomes pagum, it becomes usher to do a kaishal brach on it, because perhaps by you drinking, you have less than the shear, and that's another problem. Having less than the shear, you can't use it for another kaishal bracha, but maybe if you drink from it, it's not pagum. The Gemara goes on to say that Rav Idi said that if you drink from a cup of wine, that cup of wine becomes pagum, it's also to do a kaishal bracha on it. Rabbi Yaakov R Eli said, not only a cup, but even a whole pitcher worth, you can ruin the whole pitcher by drinking from the pitcher. And Mar Bar Rav Ashi says, even a small barrel, by drinking directly from it, you make the whole barrel possible. The Torah says, Zochar is yomi Shabbos lekatchoy. Lekatchoy, you should make kiddush through wine. For Friday night, you make kiddush. What about the day? So it says, Zochar es yoim, the day as well. According to Rabbi Yehuda, in the daytime, all you say is Boirei Pri Hagafen, no nusach of kiddush at all. The Gemara tells the story. Rav Ashi came to Mechaiza, and Rav Ashi was the Gal Adar, and the people of Mechaiza honored him with making kiddush, and they said, "Please make kiddusha rabbah, the great kiddush." And Rav Ashi was confused. It's daytime now. Do they make a full nusach kiddush? He didn't want to ask, so he started saying Boirei Pri Hagafen, and at the end of the gafen, he prolonged it a little bit, and he looked around and he noticed that one old man was about to take a drink. So he realized that that's all they say in Mechaiza. Perhaps they call it Kiddusha Rabbah for another reason. And he said on himself, HaChacham Einov Bereishai, the wise one sees the future and he was able to discern what was necessary. The sons of Rebbe Chia say that if a person didn't do Havdalah Matzah Shabbos, he has all the way until Tuesday night, until Wednesday. And you see this from if somebody gives a get to his wife on condition that she pays him 200 zuz, and he says, I want it after Shabbos, that includes Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And if he says it, I want it before Shabbos, that means Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. However, if a person forgets to say Havdalah Matzah Shabbos, even though he can make it up, he doesn't make up a Boirei Moirei Eish, which occurred on Matzah Shabbos, and he cannot make it up during the week. The same, the halacha says you cannot make up Besamin, because that's for the Neshama Yisera, and that already happened on Matzah Shabbos. Rab Bruna says in the name of Rav that if a person washes his hands on Netilas Yadayim, he cannot make kiddush. The kiddush afterwards is a hefsek. He has to listen to somebody else. Rav Yitzchak Bar Shmuel tells him, I don't understand. Rav is still alive, and you're already forgetting what Rav says. I've seen with my own eyes many times where Rav washed his hands and later on decided either to make kiddush or to make kiddush on bread. Nevertheless, you see that making kiddush wouldn't be a hefsek to the Netilas Yadayim. What if a person has some food? According to Rav, he cannot make kiddush. We punish him. He has to wait until the following day to make kiddush. When it comes to Havdalah, if a person ate before Havdalah, there's a machlokes with the Talmidim of Rav what the halach is. According to Rav Huna, you can make Havdalah, and according to Rav Asi, you cannot make Havdalah. The Gemara tells a story with Rav Asi. Rav Yirmiyah was a guest by Rav Asi, and Rav Yirmiyah forgot that he ate before Havdalah. Nevertheless, Rav Asi gave him wine to make Havdalah on. So Rav Asi's wife tells Rav Asi, I don't understand. You yourself hold that you cannot make Havdalah. He says, no, leave him alone. He goes like his Rebbe, like Rav, that he could make Havdalah. According to Shmuel, there's a machlokes by Talmidim what he said. Rabbi Yosef says that when it comes to Kiddush and Havdalah, if he tasted before Kiddush or Havdalah, you cannot make either of them. And according to Rabbah, in both of them you could make. You can make Kiddush, you can make Havdalah, even if you tasted. Rava says the halacha is, let's pass in halacha. Both Kiddush and Havdalah. If you tasted, you can make Kiddush, and you can make Havdalah. And if you didn't make Kiddush Friday night, you can make it all Shabbos day. And whoever didn't make Havdalah Matzah Shabbos can make it all the way through Tuesday up until Wednesday. And the second Lashon in Rav is you can only have one day to make it up, the entire Sunday. Have a wonderful day.